Hey, it's Van Riggs from the Kicker Morning Show, voice of Smith Station Panthers, along with D. Mark Mitchell.
Voice of the Opelika Bulldogs.
Glad you're back. Host 1520 on the mark.
And
on the Jeff, as he calls it.
On the Jeff,
yep.
Morning show on 97.7 Van Riggs here.
That's right. Well, a lot of big games going on this week across the area. Really, though, most of your 6A teams, they're stepping out and playing some out-of-region games, and some of them dropping down a classification, some of them going out of state, so it's really interesting.
Yeah, across the state, this is what you call a non-region week, unless you have a large number of region teams where you have to play a region game. So this is when you get to go outside and play somebody that's not in your region. And so, you know, Opelika and Smith Station and Auburn all going different places. And I think the first game we're going to talk about is Lynette and Notasulga.
Yeah, Lynette, they have been looking strong.
They really have. And what about Notasulga? They've rolled off some big wins, too. They beat their rival, Lochapoka. So, you know, it should be a very good game there. I give the edge a little bit to Lynette there because they've been playing a little bit tougher opponents, I think.
Auburn, though, playing Gadsden City. This is a game where, you know, an unfamiliar opponent and you're traveling on the road, too. So that should be an interesting matchup there.
It really should be. Auburn's unbeaten. Got the big ESPN game next week with Carver. And this could be kind of a trap game for those guys because Gadsden City has produced a lot of good athletes. And I think they got a very good football team, but I don't see them causing any problems. You know, I think Auburn will pretty much take care of business. Coach Carter does a great job coaching his team and, you know, having them ready to play. I think they'll be ready to play.
Well, you know, sometimes coaches don't look back on seasons past, but I think he may remind the team about traveling up to play Oxford a few years back.
Very good point.
Kind of a trap game like that. But I think they'll take care of this one.
I think so too, Van.
And then looking at your other 6A teams, here's one that really is interesting. Smith Station, I will be at this game taking on the Guard, Beauregard.
In the Guard.
A 4A team, but a 6A team, a lot of times you look at these games and you think, well, this can't even be close. But Beauregard's playing tough football, and Smith Station at times has struggled this season. If things didn't go their way, it'll be key for the Panthers to get a quick start out of the gate.
Well, you know more about Smith Station than I do. I talk to Coach Rose a lot. You call their games, but I look at this as a situation where Smith Station really has nothing to gain. And I don't mean this the wrong way, but they're 6A playing a 4A.
Exactly.
If the 4A wins, everybody goes, oh my gosh, Beauregard beat Smith Station. If Smith Station wins, well, the 6A is supposed to beat the 4A. So this is a very, very, you know, I'm surprised they scheduled the game, to be honest with you, because it's 4A, 6A. No slap to the Beauregard Hornets. They're a very class football team in 4A, but you usually don't see a 4A playing a 6A.
Well, Beauregard's a very strong team. They're looking at it as, sure, let's play you because we think you can beat you. And like you said, it's kind of a lose-lose for Smith Station, a game they've got to win.
Oh, no doubt, man. You know this being close to the program. I think Coach Rose, and he doesn't shy away from anything. He said, hey, let's play.
That's right. Well, you got Central Phoenix City, who was kind of got back on the winning track last week. They play East Coweta, Georgia. They go out of the, well, just across the line to play a Friday night game.
Don't know anything about that team.
That's
I do
right.
know Central's tough. They beat Carver. We beat them. I don't know how they beat Carver, but they did. So they've got to have a good football team.
And Ballard there are playing at home. They take on Evangel Christian. So they will be playing football. Those games are usually at 6:30 too, to remind everybody that wants to go out and watch a game.
8-man football. Ballard scores about 40 to 50 a game. High scoring affair. It reminds you of arena football, but it's outside.
That's right. You know. Exciting. Any other games that stand out to you?
Well, you know, Lochapoka, Reeltown.
That's right.
That's two good friend coaches. Coach Tate at Lochapoka, the winningest coach in Lee County history. Jackie O'Neill, longtime coach at Reeltown, a couple of state championships, played for a couple more. Two good friends played each other. Hey, that ought to be a very, very good football game. And our game,
that's right.
We're renewing a rival with the Valley Rams, 6A, 5A. Excuse me, Valley, long-time rival before the late 90s when we stopped playing them, and now we're getting them back. So they come in. Bulldogs will be hungry for a win after losing Saturday night in Montgomery. Short week for Opelika because they've got to turn around and play Lanier next Thursday at the Bowl. So.
And homecoming, too.
And homecoming this week, that's right, with the parade and all Wednesday. So a lot of good games. Lee Scott's got Kingwood, a region game. Boy, what a big win for Robert Max's team last week, beating Glenwood at rival.
Handedly, too.
Handily, 37-0. I look for those guys to keep rolling.
And looking at Beulah, they are taking on Ranburne on the road. Also, you've got Lafayette, Abbeville, that game in Lafayette. And then running down the list here, Springwood takes on South Montgomery. They take them on at Springwood, and Tallahassee taking on Dadeville. And Tallahassee's kind of jumped up.
Yeah, it's a big rival game. big rival game. So that'll be interesting. But a lot of good games, and of course you can hear all the scores of these games right here on 97.7 Kicker FM, starting about 10 o'clock or after the Opelika broadcast to catch up on all the scores.
All right, we'll be right back here again next week previewing all the action. And, of course, don't forget, Coach's Show each Wednesday night, too, live at Beef O'Brady's, brought to you by Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. And we'll be back online, kickerfm.com, and Mix 967 online, back next week.